want to handle is I know Josh, you on the phone. Josh, my right hand man, he do a lot for the Green Party. I wanted to consider all child sex crimes a felony right away. Like there ain't no 5 times you can violate a child.
No.
And no.
Yeah, off top.
Because I'm just gonna say it. White supremacy protects white people, so you can tell what's predominantly a Caucasian crime. It's the one where you get a spank on your wrist and go ahead with yourself.
That is gonna be a fight, teeth and nail.
No, it ain't, because there's some women.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, once that is put in people's ears and it's recognized as a policy that we could create and a law that we could push and then enforce, women are gonna stand up to protect their children.
Fact.
It's not a fight. It's not a fight that's gonna be fought quietly. No, because we're going against the powers that be. It's Epstein's and Joe Biden's that are usually high-profile pedophiles, where they look into lobbying and they look into it and be like, "Don't make that a felony. Make that a misdemeanor, and make it so we can get caught 6 times before we're in trouble." That is a strategy. That is a law. It is written specifically to reprimand some and give some people a free pass.
So yeah, that's facts. Just like they changed pimping and pandering to human sex trafficking, because they knew who was doing the actual pimping and pandering. And then, sex trafficking and human trafficking, right? Sex trafficking and human trafficking was really, something different. Pimps wasn't taking them across the border and taking them this, that, and the third. They wasn't human trafficking them. The people was independent, but though they might get the money and they may abuse women, which is bad. But the sex trafficking is they taking them out the country. They doing this, that, and the third. So they said, well, we can bundle all this up in one thing and really get the ball rolling on these private prisons.
And check this out. Let me tell you. If the lingo in the law was creative, child trafficking could fall in the category of too many motherfucking foster parents encountering this kid. You cannot move this kid that much. That, to me, is trafficking. But you gotta make people look at it like that.
Yeah,
because they're like, no, it's foster parents. Yeah, but the other part is this foster thing is it's so big. You can't control it unless you put some regulations on that shit.
Right. Because
somebody need to limit a child being in 17 foster homes. Fuck no, that's trauma.
Yeah, right. There is no way that person's gonna be highly productive citizen if they keep getting up from the house.
Thank you.
Everything
if that's the case, then we need a big ass orphanage, and these kids don't move. They don't go nowhere with nobody without permission.
Right. If anything, they can band on each other instead of you keep uprooting this one and you separating that one. That
is child trafficking.
That's child trafficking. That's very poor on their health, on their mental health. It is very poor on their mental health.
Yeah. So those are things, like I said, when we become more conscious, we move into the political realm, because that is ultimately what is controlling our life. People always be like, I don't want to deal with politics, but I'll be like, politics deal with you, whether you show up or not. They don't care. They will run this motherfucking earth according to how they see fit. And you can see by the outcome, we ain't even received 40 acres and a mule.
Right, they was trying to give us free college for that. No, we don't want free college for reparations. That shit is not not tangible. College. There was a lot of people trying to get that narrative running about, Well, black people get freaked out. No, we don't want that shit. No, we don't. We want
especially if it's college where we forced to learn only y'all shit.
Right. No, we don't.
And not to mention the cost of college.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
we are in a serious, huh?
That's a whole different. That's a whole thing because they like playing that fucking. They like playing that mind game, that mental twist. Well, this is good for that. That's because the agenda is the agenda. We need our own land and our own resource. We need the resources and we need the land, and we need not to be traumatized by the dominant society and used and abused. Now that's all they do. And is used and abused, and people think they getting something out of it. But you might get a little something, but if you ain't getting no tangibles, nothing for the next generation, well, you ain't getting that.
Right. So they thought that it was okay to redline our communities and restrict us from becoming homeowners, which creates equity for the family and its sustainability. You understand? Right. So 10, 20, 40 years of that, and now they looking at it like, my thing is, stop saying, oh, that's just black people, when really it's the system that had their knee on our neck all this damn time, and now this is the end result, and now we fighting back.
Right.
It makes them uncomfortable. But Democrats ain't gonna help you fight the way we supposed to be fighting. Republicans are not gonna help you fight the way we supposed to be fighting. They lullaby them politicians once they get in them parties. They give them certain benefits, and then they're gone. They gone on their individual life, and they forget that they're there to represent the people.
They give them individual nigga trinkets to run their agenda while making it seem like they're good for the people. Is going about what they're supposed to go about. But once they get what they want, either you with us on our agenda, or we're just gonna have to smudge your name and get you on out of here. That's the scary thing about politics. But hopefully the Green Party ain't with that. I mean,
we had some problems. We had a new shakeup in leadership. Right now we still around.
Is Howie still around? Him and his vice president candidate. They still around.
Minnesota has stood up that we will not advocate Howie Hawkins again. We thought that it damaged the Green Party's reputation for us to keep presenting this same failed presidential candidate.
After a certain time, you got to go ahead and delegate. He might be
the no, for real though. So in this world, in this state, we can't find, in this United States, we can't find a Green Party presidential candidate that is more applicable for the Green Party than Howie Hawkins.
Right. No, that's not.
They're disrespecting us. But the other part is, we disrespecting ourselves by not utilizing a tool in our toolbox.
Right.
The Green Party is unscathed right now with corporatism. It's not bothered by it, so it's a little unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? It's unorthodox because it's not ran like a machine. We promote grassroots democracy, entry-level basic things that help you grow from one level to the next. And I like that urban farm for every community because we see it with other races and nationalities. We don't really see it for ours.
Right, because that's the thing. Since we got all these corner stores, convenience stores, once we have those, we use the political power to say, look, you got these urban communities, hey, you closer to this one? Okay, you want Earl Street. Well, there's an urban farm right there on 3rd Street. You need to start selling some of their stuff. Put it right in the front.
Here's the other part. The reason why we probably haven't obtained or fought for the land is because we don't know agriculture. So with every urban community farm, we need to set up workshops where they learn how to be farmers. Maybe it need to start somewhere small like that. So when we do receive land, you know how to culture the land. You know how to bring something up out of that land that's going to create economics for you. Food, you know?
No, it's a whole game with that because, you know, you can, they'll give you an urban farm somewhere where the grass and the dirt is not necessarily fertile. You might have
swamp land.
It might be swamp, or it might got gas lines deep down in there. It used to be a house, and they just put dirt over top of it. Now they want to say you don't land because you're not going to cultivate no high quality food in no land that's been contaminated.
Exactly, and we known about the land being contaminated in St. Paul from Dousman Field. Y'all do shit to us that is unmotherfucking reasonable, but ain't nobody representing us.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. No, yeah. They might not know exactly what's going in and out of how.
That's the other part. That's why you gotta grow your party.
Right. We need to do this brown. We need to make this old house where there used to be pipes for this old house. We need to make this grass into fertile land, and then we need to be able to hold it and fertilize this land and use it as our urban farming. And then the neighborhoods around us gonna have to start buying from. These 80 corner stores, whatever. That's what you got. There's so many food deserts around where you ain't got nothing to if you don't have it in the store, then they don't buy it. And if it's not advertised or promoted, if it's not big up, for like a better term, they don't see it and won't pass it. Once it's known and knows of good quality and know where it's coming from and who's doing it. Oh yeah, this is okay. We on this block. Oh, the urban farm. What's the name now? Kids, you know what I mean? They selling this stuff. So yeah, let's go get some of this. I know you know about it. He told me about it. So we're gonna go to the store and get this. Instead of, you know what I mean, going to the grocery store and getting non-organic food. You know what I'm saying? You get your vegetables and it's non-organic. So it ain't grown, it ain't from one, it ain't sourced in the neighborhood. And from two, you know, it's not really healthy because it got, you know, processed and this and that. So once you know something local and something fresh, and you know where the money's going, you know who put it in the ground, you know who took it out, people gonna start.
You know who's benefiting from it, and you know how healthy it is to make the community. So there's something else that I learned, that pharmaceutical and the medicinal medicines, big pharma is medicine is predominantly made of people's plasma.
Ain't that the best?
That is the ingredient. That is the strongest ingredient in any pill made is made from human plasma. Now, where do they get the plasma from, Lil George?
Griffos.
They get the plasma from poor people for $1 on a pennies to the dollar, because they give you about $100 for your plasma, and that same amount of plasma in the pharmaceutical world is worth $2,000. So that right there, I see them now, and then they make the medicine and sell it back to the people, the poor, the sick, or where they got the damn plasma from, for 10 times the amount of what they gave them to initially give them plasma.
That's
so for me, I would like for to change the law in Minnesota. I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. Do you know it's against the law to have plasma places in like France and Sweden? So those places are owned by outside entities in America, and they're utilized in America. Right. So they come and make our community sick. They come and make our community sick, take their health from them out of their body, and then they utilize their plasma, big pharmaceutical, make the medicine, and sell it back to the poor community.
Create the problem, and then pay you to solve the problem.
Well, you're the solution, but they're not respecting you.
You gotta pay to get the problem solved by the person who created the problem.
Your body is the solution, but they ain't respecting you for it. So if I was part of the pharmaceutical corporation, and let's just say I gave blood every month, that makes you part of the pharmaceutical corporation. Why the hell would I walk away with $200 when you walk away with $2 billion a day?
Right. Because they ain't gonna
no, I think in Minnesota, in my district, either you take the blood banks out or you give them $100 a pop. Yes.
Yeah.
Either that or you don't operate here, because you're not going to keep them poor and ill.
Exactly.
It's shit like that that's in our... Just another thing that pissed me off. St. Paul was the COVID dumping area. All the rehab, the morgue thing for the bodies. Oh my God! I'm like, hey man, put one more motherfucking COVID something in Minnesota, St. Paul, and I'm gonna have a problem.
So
how the hell we gonna quarantine if you put everybody here?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Why would they put them in St. Paul?
Right there on Park and Como. That, what is it called? It used to be called Sabathia. Not Sabathia. Where DeAndre was when he first got shot.
Park. No, you talking about
Park?
Wait. No, I don't know where that's at.
Yeah, okay, well, they made it to a COVID place. It used to be, and then they turned it into a shelter, or a shelter then COVID. One of the two, or it's the shelter for the COVID. That's more like it.
Wow.
It's a dumping ground. So Carlos Mariani, he's retiring after 30 years. There's this lady named, I forget, Maria something. She looked kind of Latino. I don't really know too much about her, but she running for the same position as me. So I was talking to my girls, and they was like, shit, she new to the game just like you is, and her chances, I said, but that DFL is a fucking machine. You understand?
Yeah.
She already got lawn signs up. I don't even think you're supposed to have lawn signs up yet.
For the DFL?
For any campaign, there's deadlines and things that we supposed to do and can't do.
Right, you gotta wait. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could take money from from certain donors, but after a certain, it's just a whole lot of small, intricate rules that keep things like as best as they can, keep things on the fair playing ground. But like I said, the Democrats.
Political season. Everybody know about. It's about voting time. It's about campaigning time. It's that season for that right now. But if you just arbitrarily in the middle of the winter come out here and do this when I vote 6 months down the line, then that could be, I can see when you consider that. That would be considered, not something you want to do. Or shouldn't.
Yeah, we got to keep our people engaged, because look at our community. The things that we need change by the month almost, or at least definitely the year.
Yeah. No, that's true. Because we're in a state of fluctuation. We're in a state of major change in America. I mean, because even with the electric cars and that, you know what I mean? The gas is going up because they're trying to force out more money to get these electric cars. Even though gas is the reason why the electric car died, and the reason why electric cars coming back to life is the big oil companies. But they're using
wait, hold on. No. The reason why electric cars died is because paid lobbyists, went against it and convinced those in the government to not promote electric cars, and they stopped promoting it. And now we have this global warming thing. Huh?
The oil buzz up and then start having the lobbyists do that, if you will. Because remember when electric cars started coming out again in the early 2000s,
Tesla.
They had already had. No, this way before Tesla.
No, I'm saying Tesla made it back popular. Like, it became an end thing when really it was.
It can be the industry is being restricted by big oil. They know now they control it. Just like with Bitcoin and all that, right? Mm-hmm. When it was a lot in the West, American it was all over the place, and Americans couldn't figure out how to regulate it, quote unquote, how they make money off of it, capitalize off of it, be on top of it. It was bad. As soon as they figure out how to make their money off of it and capitalize and be on top of it, oh, now you got Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, Bitcoin that.
Hold on, do you know Miami has a Miami coin where people can utilize the Bitcoin in Miami? So I wanted Minnesota to have a Bitcoin opportunity to utilize it as well. But if nobody's in our representation, in our government, those things don't come up. Green values, that urban stuff, that ain't big on the list for them. They looking around like, what would you?
No, because you got to think of it like this. When you talking that healthy food and that, who's gonna sell it? They talking about outsourcing it here, outsourcing it there, the chemicals in the ground. Well, see, it can be done. It is the people that have to get it done. They're not paid to get it done, or they're not. They don't control it. It's not controlled by them. So the convenience stores ain't gonna want to sell it, but once you see what I'm saying, once it's made.
So listen, when you said the convenience store don't want to sell it, right there, we should be able to have options. So co-ops that are owned by the people in the community. Once things are grown in the community, they need a place for it to always be available. So I see a store that goes with each urban farm.
Okay, that's good too.
Right. So
that's to the convenience store. When the kids see the convenience store, the sweet, that's the thing.
So listen, when you go and buy gas, do you go to BP?
Not as much as I'm not really.
Why?
But
Why?
I never really was a fan of BP. I never really was a fan of BP.
But listen, when we have outside corporations benefiting economically inside of our state or city, it affects us. So British Petroleum shouldn't be in America. We shouldn't have an outlet for them. It's controversial. It doesn't make sense. That's why you see them disappearing. Somebody smart enough to close down somebody else's economic ability that's shooting us in our foot. But my friend had gave me he Googled real quick the pharmaceutical annual revenue. And look, the pharmaceutical industry is responsible for the research, development, production, and distribution of medications. The market has experienced significant growth during the past 2 decades, and pharma revenues worldwide total $1.27 trillion US in 2020. Now, this whole thing is the pharmaceutical industry is predominantly ran by plasma that they come and receive out of people's body. That's how medicine is made, predominantly. And look at that $1.27 trillion US in 2020. That's the most. That's the Biden's stimulus package, $1.27 trillion. So the pharmaceuticals could bail us out, but why would they?
Right. No. They need to sick.
Economically, we could ask them to give 10 million to state every year. But instead of giving it to the state, I figure you need to raise the price that you come and get these people's blood to make this medicine.
Right. See, that's just something that's just the thing. They take those people that will go to there, they know how to advertise. There is no advertising for it. They put these plasma centers.
What is the most profitable? Question. Yeah. What is the most profitable pharmaceutical company? Biotech and pharmaceutical companies. Roche, a Switzerland-based company. that when you get to looking at where these people are at, you know they're not for us. They're not for our people. They're there for the profit.
You know that there you go with that the United Corporate States of America.
Mm-hmm. And that is exactly what it is.
From the other countries.
Yeah, America is not a. I mean, United States Corporation is not a country. It is a business. But America is the country that we live in.
Right. But guess what? With us being in a capitalistic society,
you can't tell. They got the wool over your eyes.
You can't tell. That's what it is. If we can't, like you said, we can't get that word out, that truth out, you know what I mean? None of this shit gonna never stop. The police gonna keep doing what they
I'm telling you, I'm about to run my campaign. I think I want to say green is the new black, to bring black people into the Green Party and let them know don't take nothing laying down. You ain't gotta conform either.
I wouldn't say using green as the new black, because there might, even though controversy does fail, it might there's some unwarranted. There might be some unwarranted backlash back to the way. You know what I mean?
It's impossible. And look, it ain't gonna all be good anyway, because I got opposition. So why not be as controversial as you can? You gonna take the shot, take the damn shot.
Mm-hmm.
Because red ain't working and blue ain't working. Green is the new black. Just like when the orange, the girls in prison came out. Oh, orange was the new black.
Right.
You missed that message? So it's okay for us to relate to fucking prison and all this bullshit in this motherfucking little episode and sitcom. But don't affiliate yourself to nothing out here.
See, I never liked that show because of the name on it. I'm that type of person.
Well then, you better help a sister come up with something, because I'm about to run this campaign. And I'm part of the Green Party.
Yeah. You know, I understand that, and I do understand the green is the new black, but at the same time, at the end of the day, the green is going to have to give tangible. And I'm pretty sure we're trying to do that. That's the agenda.
The only tangible thing a political party owns is people. That's it. So that's the only thing the Green Party missing. People.
Mm-hmm.
Co-chairs, committee chairs, outreach people. People like you that do podcasts that's putting that out there. People like Josh that does media. People like me that's out there like, come on, y'all. A political party. That's what makes the Democrats and the Republicans dangerous. Them motherfuckers come in droves.
Yeah. Because they got all the motherfuckers behind it. But now is the time to shoot strike while the iron hot, because how failed those other parties is and how new it ain't the Green Party ain't necessarily new. They got fundamentals of clean environment, things like that, but that's what Biden stole. That's what he ran off of. He ran off that, and he ran off the backs of black people. You see what I'm saying?
He guaranteed us a lot of nothing, something that turned into nothing.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If it can be started out as definite tangible, definite sign on for the black people, then if people gonna start getting something tangible in their hand, by the thing. You know what I mean? If we can say, okay, look, we're gonna create these, we're gonna big up these theater houses, so these youth have somewhere engaging to go, not just video games, or we're gonna do classes on computers and coding. You know, we can get programs and entities where you can actually see what's going on. We're behind the new food move. We're behind the new get the kids off the street and get them into something tangible as far as coding, as far as fear, things that they can keep their minds up to and keep them on the right path, mental health, speaking and engagement and stuff like that get them moving forward with the new part.
Yeah, starting at a young age. Because if you look around us, it's a lot of kids or children that were trained up in the way that they should go, and by the time they get to 19, they're talking about I own a business. Time they get to 25, talking about I'm a millionaire. How the fuck? Hold on, how come their life is so unstressed where they could focus on their future at a young age, and our kids over here traumatic and running around with guns?
Stuff on us to help them out. They dumping this stuff on us. One way or the other, while people try to say everybody got the same white folks and black folks
opportunity.
That's not.
No, we don't. We be trying to tell them that too, but people look down on black people because they like, y'all been here all this time, and why y'all nation? Because this is systematic here. You don't even feel the bondage that we feel financially in America.
No. If you're talking about people that just got here, they're coming off of the work of black people. They're coming off of the hard work black people sacrifice, whether it be good or bad. Okay, they know not to be really in them streets like that because they don't want to get subject to being what's happening to us on an everyday goddamn mode. Like, okay, you don't want this work? Well, you better understand this. You don't want to get sitting down, you don't want to go to ICE and then go to jail and then get deported? Well, you better do this. You see what I'm saying? They have that.
No, their life is not set up like that. Their life is like refugees from Afghanistan. They got homes, clothes, 0% interest loans. They got furniture, food, jobs. Man,
they get everything. They get everything.
Hold on. Now listen. If I was a rep and I was already in my seat, I would have said, if you match 50,000 families, you can bring 50,000 families.
Right.
You cannot bring people on top of people that don't already have, because America went to war, and now Minnesota is feeling the repercussions, or any community that. So as a rep, I would have been like, hold up, now we're going to take our money.
They keep doing immigrants here in the state.
They keep doing what?
Throwing immigrants here in the state. It was the Asians. It was the Russians. It was the Ukrainians. It was you got the Muslims. Then you got the West Africans. Then you got the East Africans throwing on our back. So you got a whole town in St. Cloud. You got whole cities, what they call sanctioned or refugee cities.
Sanctuary cities.
Projects. Towns. You know what I mean? Schools.
They're not impoverished. They're not poor. They're not living below the poverty line.
No, they come with all of it. You get businesses. You get these businesses. You get that. You get, it started. And the white folks, they just call it foreign exchange. When they do it for the other ones, for India,
and then
in America,
right?
They call it foreign exchange.
And then that same foreign exchange is not welcome to the black man. We're not welcome to the American life. I don't care what nobody say. We are not welcome. That's why it's such a resistance for us to have it.
Right.
And then it's so easy for these other countries or people that's coming from other war-torn countries. That's another reason why I'm Green Party. I'm anti-war. If you cannot end a war better than you did in Afghanistan or any other damn war, I don't think you should have them. So while you running over to Ukraine, how long is this going to be? How much is this going to cost? What is the exit plan? Fuck this.
Yeah. No, every president wants a war to fight. They find the money in war with the fear, and they get people to go to war, and what comes out of war, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's white supremacy with no fucking restraints, because nothing comes out of war.
Right. Because now, after a 20-year war, we got the refugees again.
And now you're changing the composition of our motherfucking communities for people not in favor of us.
Right.
They are not in favor of us. You saved them.
Right. What happened to that motherfucking the Africans with Boko Haram? Where refugees come for that?
And why is all the Haitian refugees under a bridge?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I sit on a whole committee, the Haitian Committee for the National Black Caucus, sure enough, and I created a Minnesota Reparations Alliance. Coming for it, better believe it. It's taking me some time to get it all together because I work at the school. I do this, so I ain't really put nothing all out there. But when it get out there, it's gonna be very complete and thorough. But it's gonna take people to run every idea because it's very, very
delegate. Yeah,
that's right. So I keep bothering y'all about this Green Party and bothering y'all about this. Huh?
It's not that I ain't winning. I'm just, stuck in that part of the American cycle where motherfucker work, work. You know, everything in the system, we're herded as a people. We're herded as cattle. It doesn't matter what part it is. You know what I mean?
And you can see it every day called rush hour. Who rushes in an hour? Why all of us got to be somewhere at the same damn time? Who told y'all this got to be set up like this?
Exactly.
So there's road rage trying to get to work by 9 because you done set this system up like this is the way it goes. It doesn't go like that. This is a land of the free, home of the brave.
The corporate people. It only works for them in the corporations. Even though they're part of the herd, then you got the top tier that's actually benefiting off of it. The working class is,
right, you're not likely to be caught up in rush hour. You have more power and control over your motherfucking life than us down here at the bottom tier.
Right, working, right.
Which is why the Green Party always endorsed small business, grassroots democracy. Because you're always going to be the little people. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because there shouldn't be no big people. That's what hurts government. Big people.
Business, yeah. They got to spread that around.
So this year, I'm really fighting for reparations. That's what Black Truce is into right now. Why y'all really don't see us. It's not about gun violence right now. Yeah, it is. It's always about gun violence. But the best thing that we could honor our people with is to get in this fight with reparations. Because me being a co-chair of the St. Paul Recovery Act along with Trayvon Cruz, it's my duty to alleviate some of the problems. And it's definitely consists of the failure for government to respond to the voice of the communities. Like I said, black on black crime. No, you just think that that's just how black people are, but you're not considering when you take away and make the ingredients for super predators. Everybody's potentially able to be a super predator when you take away their resources, needs, and keep them in a toxic environment. You see bus stops out in Egan, they look like little hotels or one bedrooms. Shit. They got heaters, doors, lights. This a bus stop? All the bus stops in Minnesota need to look like this. But no, you said there's a better quality. You said there's a community with a better quality of life, and you invested. That's why them playgrounds is in Minneapolis and not in St. Paul. They invested.
They created a long time ago. St. Paul saw the ball on that, and why, I don't know.
They failed to respond to the kids and their needs. That's how I look at it.
Pretty much, at the end of the day, yep. They want that land for something else. What? I don't know.
There's a nice ass wade pool in Minneapolis on every third block over. Every third block over. There ain't not one community that don't have that pool.
Right.
But in St. Paul, look at the crime. Look at the kids close the park. Y'all tore down the rec centers that we grew up with.
Right.
And now you see these kids with guns.
In Minneapolis, the mandate was every 12 blocks there was a city park.
I promise you, and they nice.
No, they nice.
They wonderful.
It definitely is.
Them motherfuckers. I take my kids when they was little. Asked them where do we go. My mom took us across that damn bridge, and we played at any park we wanted to pick at. My kids spent summers in Minneapolis because they was too little. Y'all come with me. I work in Minneapolis. Y'all come with me. That's when I discovered them. My kids was like 6 and 7. Now they 30.
Yeah. And we just let these things roll down park.
Okay, and they ain't changed Miles Park ever. They ain't renovated it. They ain't upgraded nothing the whole time we've been here.
Ryan Park, Miles Park, Shepherd.
I ain't never seen it upgraded.
They did Shepherd Park, they did Disney Lee. But there's a lot more parks, like the Dickerman Park, little bitty parks.
Yeah, little bitty garbage parks.
They need to take them, and if we ain't gonna make it an urban garden, we're gonna upgrade them so kids got somewhere to go.
Yeah, and then that creates youth jobs. Kids gonna work where kids is at. Train them to be lifeguards. Train them.
But there is something, but we still got to do with the human element. Like, kids will go to the restaurant and not do nothing. Then they find themselves, in the street.
Or they go to the rec center and learn how to do art. And they like, oh, now I'm an artist. Or they learn how to do urban farming. And they like that. And there's things that should be in the rec that keep them out of trouble as well. That's all this is a program. And I know people be like, those things do exist, they do exist, but they're not loud enough to distract these kids from a life of crime.
And all in between. Because we really, you know what? We're really fighting against this damn internet machine, and they know that.
So the inner city can have Wi-Fi everywhere, and then everybody's shit gets stolen by these fucking professional hackers?
Right.
How you gonna protect us with this public Wi-Fi?
You gotta come up. We gotta figure out a way. Even though, see, the thing is, the internet is a beast. For the simple fact you gotta learn from it, and at the same time you learn from it, it creates more issues.
And it can take your life if you don't learn from it.
Because the kids don't be able to go wherever they want on the internet because they got it on their cell phone.
Right. You ain't blocking them at your library Wi-Fi. They ain't on your Wi-Fi. Them kids got G5, iPhone. They ready.
And that's what the real fight is. How can we get to the children to get them to understand
that it is a march against time? Because you only getting older, so you have to get smarter. I'm going to need you to get wiser, and I definitely need for you to be involved in the life that you're living, because it's ultimately my life too.